how old you thought you were adopted about
I
almost
was
one.
I was almost yeah, I was always told by my parents that I was adopted, and I was uh, brought home at just 2 or 3 months old, I think,
Yeah,
if I remember right.
yeah.
So I was brought to where I grew up, in a
Northern
word.
New York. Yeah.
Yep.
And your family was very well loved. Your parents, grandma, everybody knew your mom.
Yeah, yeah. I was very blessed to grow up where I did.
Yes.
They were exceptional parents.
Yeah. And so you decided later on in life to look for your birth family. And tell everybody what made you come to that decision.
Uh, I had always thought about it, or for a lot of years anyway.
Sure.
But because my parents were still living, I didn't want to do anything that might make them uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
I waited until my mom was already gone, and Dad was getting well up in his years. In fact, he was over 90.
Yes.
Uh, so I just finally decided to do it.
And they were always so encouraging too for you to look for your birth family.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, my mom always told me all the way when I was growing up, always look for your parents, look for your parents.
I love that.
And
That's
at
just
the
the
time,
woman she was.
yeah, and at the time, because of where we were, she kind of thought they were college kids that had gotten into
Okay.
trouble,
Yeah.
which never turned out to be. So,
Oh, okay. That wasn't the story.
no, that wasn't the case. So,
Okay. What was your first step? I know Aunt Faye, your wife, you're married to my mom's sister. That's how we're related. But I
yep,
know she did a lot of the legwork of gathering the information and things.
she did very most of it. Yes, most of it.
Yeah, yeah. And she started by going on ancestry.com. Is she right there?
Yep,
Yeah, I could hear her.
I'm here.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
So you started the search by going on ancestry.com.
Correct.
Okay. And tell me what that process was like.
Well, first we just got an ancestry before we did the DNA, and I have notebooks just full of false leads that we had. So we
Yeah.
finally decided to do the DNA. That's when we nailed it down.
Oh, okay, cool. And how long did it take? Was it a long
Um,
process?
about probably a year. Just took a year to do all the legwork.
Oh, I see.
Once we got the DNA, it was just bing, it was right there.
It is just about researching the names and doing some legwork that way, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Follow up.
Yes.
Okay. And everybody seemed to be receptive when you got a hold of them. Your story
Everybody-
was pretty
Most
positive.
everybody.
Everybody but one.
Okay. And tell everybody what everybody is, because it was a lot. It was a lot of cousins
He is 1 out of 6 on his mom's side,
on his mom's side. Okay.
and he's 1 out of 2 or 3 on his dad's side. We're not really sure.
Okay. And there's a lot of cousins.
21 on his dad's side.
21. Wow.
That's just first cousins.
Okay. And what was it like when you got that first contact?
Oh my gosh.
Thank you,
Well,
Evan.
Welcome.
the first person to actually get a hold of me was a third or fourth cousin who lives in, where is she? New Hampshire? I think New Hampshire. Yeah. And she discovered the name and was already on Ancestry and got a hold of me through there, because you can contact anybody through there that you see their name. So
And I'm sure it makes it easier going on ancestry.com because I'm experiencing that now, filling out the little
Yes.
information I have. Some of the blanks have been filled in for me, so it just feels cool having a little confirmation, a little something
Yes, it does.
to work with. Yeah.
Yep.
So, what would you say to an adult adoptee looking for their birth family? What kind
Well,
of encouraging words?
my first thing is to sign on to Ancestry.com. Get a hold of them and get one of their DNA kits. And when you get that, you send that back to them, and then you wait. I think it's like 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
And all of a
Got
sudden
that.
on the Ancestry site, you will see names pop up that are on your family, both sides of the
Oh,
family.
wow. That's so
And then you
neat.
just
And you
you
get a
can get a hold of them through there,
Okay. Yeah. That's so
and
exciting.
then you can compare stories with them. So
Which is what you've done with your cousins.
yes,
You've gotten together with them a few times and have had positive feedback. Well, I should say
very,
positive
very much so.
experience through all of this.
If I've got time, my first in-person contact was with a cousin that lives about 40 or 50 miles from me, and I
Yeah.
talked
Wow.
talked with her, and then and I talked with another cousin who's a little bit farther, but not much, and the two of them got together, and the three of us were to meet for lunch at a common place in between.
Yeah.
And then he called his brother, so there was another one. So we ended up with quite a party.
And it was
For-
just
for-
spontaneous like that. It just
Yeah,
started
for
to
the
grow.
first meeting, in-person
That's
meeting.
nice.
It is,
So it's like
very much.
gradual. It's like easing you into it. Yeah.
And I have met in-person cousins on both sides of the family now. We've got
Wow.
together with other ones. So those were all, the ones I told you about were all from my dad's side. And then we got together with a bunch of cousins from my mom's side. So
Right.
we've covered both pretty well.
So seeing them and seeing yourself reflected back to you, tell me what that was like. Like realizing, oh my goodness, there's a resemblance here.
Oh yeah, oh definitely, especially on my dad's side. I look exactly like those cousins.
Right.
My mom's side, everybody can see me in there, but it's a little bit less so, Yeah.
And what was funny is that you always looked like Kelly and Leo birthed you. Like you always looked like your adopted dad.
Yeah.
I will say your dad because that's what
Yeah.
it was. But you look like him, so it was like no question. Whereas mine is so different. I don't look like my white family, but it's interesting when you get that reflection back to you.
It is.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't have that beautiful story that you have.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? Sometimes the story doesn't go as well. So it's beautiful to see how it turned out for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Very pleased and very blessed.
Very pleased and very blessed. Is there any other thing that you would like to add or share?
Just be aware for anybody that it's going to take a lot of hours of searching, and there's going to be some disappointments, not necessarily from the ones that you do get in contact from, but from the ones that you realize, okay, they're not even part of the family. They're like a rabbit trail, so to speak, as they say.
Yeah.
There's going to be both, but it's worth the effort.
It's worth
Definitely.
the effort.
Definitely worth the effort.
Good way to end this interview. I'm going to have you on probably again as you know, maybe you find out some other things or anything else you want to share. I would love to have you return on
Okay.
this series here, you and Aunt Faye. So thank you so much for this. I
Happy
really
to.
appreciate your time.
Always good to see your face.